Hey everybody, we're going to make a new dot mandala design on a 6x6 canvas today. And if you bought the tools from tutorial number 4 at the grocery store, you'll be able to use the same tools on this design today. So come inside and I'll show you how to do it.
The texture of your canvas panel can make an enormous difference in the quality of your dot mandala painting. So I'm showing you some close-ups of two different panels. One is by Artist Loft and this one is by US Art Supply, which I got on Amazon. And you can see here when I put the paint on that they have a very different result. The one on the left is a medium quality that's been painted with satin, and the one on the right is a fine quality that's been painted with a matte black. And you can see how the matte black on the fine quality Artist Loft canvas panel is a much better choice for this type of work. So we're going to be splitting our canvas into a 6-segment grid using these measurements. You'll be measuring 3 inches on either side of your canvas panel, and then joining that with a line with your ruler. And then on the opposite sides, you'll be measuring 1 1/4 inches and 4 3/4 inches, making a mark for each, and then you'll be joining those marks with your ruler to form a 6-segment grid. This shows the thickness of the paint. I've stirred these up and added water until I get the thickness of like a cake batter, and that's perfect for using the tools. The first tool we'll be using is the fat primary pencil in black paint. I'm using a FolkArt Pure Black Matte paint, and then I'm going to wipe it off on a piece of damp paper towel. My second dot, I'm going to use my stylus and put each blue dot on the guidelines, and this blue is Americana True Blue. Next, I'm using the small wooden dowel with the FolkArt Cayman Blue paint, offsetting that row. The next row, I'm using the True Blue again with a standard size pencil eraser on the guidelines. Now back to my manicure stylus with my Iridescent Gold paint from Golden Fluid Acrylics. I'm going to walk those dots up to the top all the way around, and then I'm going to do a second row of walking dots, this time with the Cayman Blue, the turquoise, and we're going to do that all the way around the design as well. A lot of walking the dots in this peacock design. But you'll find with practice, it's probably going to be the most fun. Now a third row of walking the dots, this time with Americana Sour Apple. And you'll notice I made the first dot a little bit bigger just by kind of swirling it with my stylus. Now I'm going to go back with Americana Purple Pizazz and put a small dot with my stylus, and then a large True Blue dot with the fat primary pencil. Now I'll be using the primary pencil again with the Purple Pizazz on the guidelines. And then using my standard size pencil to put 2 dots on either side of the guideline. You want your guideline to go right up the middle between those two. And then using my small wooden dowel to do a third dot to make a trio. And then to finish the purple row, I'll be walking those dots around the largest back up to the green row. and then finally just one small pinpoint of purple at the end of each purple row. Now I'm using my standard size pencil to add a blue dot, and you'll notice how I'm laying the pencil across, not actually touching the canvas, but it's just to give me the line of sight across the canvas, making sure that I'm getting that blue dot in the right place. Now I'm going back with the Cayman Blue and the small wooden dowel on either side of the true blue dots. Now with my primary size pencil, I'm doing a large of the Cayman Blue on the end of that row. Again, using the pencil to get line of sight across to make sure you're getting right in the middle with that dot. And I skipped a step here. I'm sorry, I missed putting the true blue dots, walking those around the Cayman Blue. So I did that all the way around, and now I'm doing the second row in gold. Again, I'm using a little bit more paint on the first dot, trying to make it about twice the size. And then I'm going to go back for a third row in the sour apple. And once I get all the way around, I'm just going to put a little dot on the end of the sour apple there. Now it's time to do a little bit of a drying session with the blow dryer before we go back and add the final dots. These are going to be added on top of the dried paint, and you'll notice I'm not centering them. I'm putting them at the closest edge, so the result will be the peacock eye. I put the blue on the purple, then the purple on the blue, and now I'm going back and putting the true blue on the turquoise. And I thought the center needed a little bit more of the purple, so I used my stylus to go in between those first dots, just to bring a little bit more of the purple pizzazz into the center of the mandala. Now I'm going to keep using my stylus with a gold dot on the inside edge of the Cayman Blue. And my stylus again to use the Cayman Blue on the true blue. So now the mandala has a lot of peacock eyes. So to clean up, I'm using the matte black and going back over my guidelines. I'm going to dry that with a blow dryer, and my daughter did this at the same time, and hers turned out really well. Now, as always, I like to add the sparkles, so I'm adding some Swarovski crystals on a couple of the sections with some tacky glue. Love the sparkles. And there you have it, the peacock mandala.